Hello, I'm David Peter. I'm a songwriter, musician, and an audio engineer with 20 plus years in audio production experience. Now, are you a musician? Do you play an instrument? Are you a singer? Have you got a song you'd like to record? Well, I can show you how to do it. With my years of experience, I can show you tricks and tips how to record not in an expensive studio, but in the comfort of your own home. Would you like to do that? Well, come along with me. I'll show you on these YouTube videos exactly how to do all those things using things like GarageBand or Reaper on your own computer, in your own home. Anybody can do it to make songs that sound professional and sound like you recorded them in a studio. Well, come and join me, and I'll show you how to do exactly that. Hello, I'm David Peter from David Peter Music, and once again, we're here looking at a project in GarageBand, Near the Dam. So where we left off last time, in the last video, I was doing the verse and the chorus guitar parts, and I didn't do the bridge yet, and I didn't arrange that. We did do the arrangement. We see that we have an intro, two opening verses, a chorus, another verse, another chorus, and then the bridge. I didn't do the bridge with you fine folks. I figured I'd do that at the end, and I also did the ending chorus. I recorded the ending chorus and the actual outro, which is the ending of the song. So let's just give it a quick listen, what I did here. So the verse of the song, if we remember, was G, A, D, and then finally an E. The chorus is F, C, G, and then finally D. And here's the thing about a bridge, and we're going to talk a little bit about a bridge, what is a bridge, and why put in a bridge. Unfortunately, a lot of modern pop songs have lost bridges. They don't do bridges anymore. A typical pop song throughout since, I would say, I don't know for how long, maybe 40s or 50s, especially since rock and roll came to the forefront, there was a verse, chorus, bridge. And a bridge typically is a way for the song to kind of change gears. Bridge for me is a way to bridge the song, to change it up a bit, to kind of give it a new avenue. And a lot of times the bridge will change key. Maybe it'll be in a major key and then turn to a minor key or something like that. That's actually what I do here in this song. The bridge in this song is A minor, then E minor, and then it goes to C and G. So it goes to a minor key, and then it goes back to the major key at the end. And I play that through twice. And it is important because many times if you've listened to pop songs in the past, if you hear a solo or an instrumental part of the song or the way where the song gets maybe a little bit weird or takes you out of the song, many times it's the bridge that does that. And it's important because it kind of draws you back into the song. Maybe the song is getting a bit boring. It's the same key. It's the same chords over and over and over again. But now we have this little interesting part of the song. So let's listen to it again. So again, it's A minor, E minor, and then C and G, and played through twice. So I'm going to start at somewhere near the end of the chorus and get into the bridge here. So A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor, C, G, A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor, C, G. And then what I do is I do this one more bar, and then it stops. And then back to the verse, which I think with this verse, like I said before, I'm probably going to turn that into a solo. I actually have it there as verse/solo, verse 4/solo. And in the future, I'm going to show you how to change up the drums because right now it's just kind of playing the same beat with the same hi-hat. I'm going to change that up a bit for the choruses and the bridge, show you how to do that in GarageBand. So before we get started with the vocals here, what I wanted to just show real quick was something I showed a little bit, but maybe not as enough as needed, was to have the sound get into your computer. How do you do that? Well, what you're going to need is some sort of a interface to get your device into your computer. Now, if you're just doing something simple like I am, where it's just vocals and an acoustic guitar so far, my USB mic is fine because it has a USB. It plugs directly into your computer. This Rode Podcaster works seamlessly with all computers. Any computer I've ever plugged it into, it just instantaneously, it works. It has the driver, installs it, and boop, it's ready to go. But if you want to record, if you have a condenser mic or another type of dynamic mic, which has an XLR ending or has an quarter inch input or output. If you want to record an electric guitar or something like that, you're going to need some sort of an interface. Probably one of the most important equipment that you could buy between your microphone is a USB interface. Now, this one is a Focusrite. This is a Scarlett, a 2i2. This is a very popular model, and this is kind of like a mixer. It's got an amp in it, and it actually has XLR inputs. It's got a headphone jack here. It's got a monitor gain, and it's also got the gains. So monitor for your headphones, and it's got gains for your inputs, maybe your microphone or your electric guitar or something like that. And this plugs into your computer. It's got a USB at the end. And man, like my Rode Podcaster, it does the deal. And what's nice is with these USB interfaces, you plug your headphones into them, and then whatever sound is going in, you can monitor it through your headphones. So it's like a instantaneous mixer, all in this compact, beautiful, almost completely noiseless little device there. So I would really suggest get something. I also have what's called a Behringer, my Rhode Island accent started coming out. Behringer Euphoria UM2, which is the small mini version of a USB interface. They have a bigger one. I forget what that one's called, but I also have that, and that's a little bit more compact, lighter, but also sounds great. It's got a little bit of a hiss where the Focusrite, I can't hear any hiss unless you really crank the gain. Okay, so that's that. And talking about that, if you want to set your GarageBand up to receive those things and to be able to hear them in your headphones, you have to go into your settings. So in GarageBand, you go to GarageBand and Settings. And then we have here an output device. Now this is, I'm going to show you a screenshot of something else I took, which is my Rode Podcaster, which is the output device. Is the input device, which you see here. But the output device is actually going to be the USB interface. So what you really want is to get a USB interface, which is your output device, and your input device is the USB mic. Or if you're using a regular type of microphone that's not USB, that's XLR or a quarter inch, you would just choose your USB interface as both your input and output, and you plug your headphones into that as well, and it's a little mixer, and you're good to go. It's like you got your own little tiny little studio in the comfort of your own home. Okay, so being as that is said, what we're going to do now is we're going to lay down some vocal tracks. Now, vocals are very important for many reasons. Now, why are vocals very important? Why are we drawn to vocals? Because for the most part, the vocal is where the melody of the song comes from. Like you hear in this song, it's just a drum and a rhythm guitar. There's really no melody yet. There's nothing that people hum. People hum the melody, and what they're humming typically in pop songs are the vocals. That's where the melody comes from, is the vocals. Sometimes it may be an electric guitar or a keyboard part may enhance it, but in pop music, for the most part, it's coming from the vocals themselves. So if you're humming a part of a song, most likely you're humming the vocals of that song. That's the melody of it. And that's what draws you into the song, gets you to follow along, gets you to hum along with it. The beat is what you tap your foot to, but what really draws you in is the vocals. And also, The lyrics. Lyrics are also very, very important. Now, many people may feel like lyrics are not important. For myself, lyrics are one of the last things I, not one of the last things. Lyrics are the things I write along with the guitar parts. I may come up with an interesting guitar part or some chords like I did on this, simple chords, but I make sure that lyrics are written along with it. So when I'm singing, sometimes I may sing a song and I'll come up with nonsensical words. That's how actually Paul McCartney writes a lot of his songs. He'll be playing a rhythm part in his guitar and he starts vocalizing some sort of a vocal for it with nonsensical lyrics. And then he'll change the lyrics later to fit what he's saying. And I do something very similar. And if you have an Apple device, you probably have notes, Apple Notes. And this is where I jot things down very quickly here. So here's the song Near the Dam. But what's interesting, it's not a finished thing. I've only written the first verse. Well, what we'll do is we'll call this verse 1 and 2. Okay, so it's verse 1 and 2. I haven't written the verses for the third verse. And we have chorus. Now, many times the chorus repeats. It's the same chorus for each, it's the same lyrics for each chorus. I may change this. I may switch it up a little bit, make them similar. I like to do that. I like to use the similar type of structure and then change it up a bit. Instead of using they, I may use we. Instead of using I may use you for the next chorus, for something like that. Just something I like to do. Now, in this notes, I have the name of the song, Near the Dam, and then I like to put in here a lot because what I do a lot is I like to use odd tunings I like to tune my guitar in different types of tunings, open G, open D, something like that, open E, especially on when you're doing folk songs and songwriter, singer-songwriter type songs. And but this one's going to be standard tuning, this song. It's easy. I have in there the verse, what the chords are, the chorus, what the chords are, and then the bridge, what the chords are. And in this song, I'm going to actually have vocals. I'm going to have lyrics for the bridge, okay? So I've written this all down, but I haven't finished it. Like I said, I still have the third verse to write, and I still haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do for the second and third choruses. I may change it up a bit. Now, what do I get my influence from for these songs? Let me blow this up a little bit. Well, all over the place. One thing I would strongly suggest when you're writing lyrics, what happens is for many people, some people feel like lyrics are not important, so then you end up with songs. So it's like, oh yeah, baby, I love you. I love you, baby. Yeah, 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 I love you. You love me too. And that was great for the early 60s, for puppy love songs for teenagers or preteens back then. But if you think about the great songwriters of our time, now the Beatles started off writing lyrics kind of like that in the beginning, but then they got more complicated. Or you get songs by Bob Dylan, you know? I mean, do people spend a lot of time talking about Bob Dylan's great guitar playing or his arrangement of songs? Typically, no. They talk about his lyrics because the lyrics are what give the song weight. But on the other side of the spectrum, many people get bogged down in trying to make such important poetic lyrics that are so meaningful for them that every word, every syllable has to have some sort of deep meaning. Well, I am somewhere in the middle. I like lyrics to have an essence. If what's wonderful is people find meaning in every single Bob Dylan song, and that's great. But I really don't believe Bob Dylan had much meaning for a lot of his songs. Some of them, definitely. They were very important. The lyrics told a story. But I think a lot of his songs, the lyrics were almost nonsensical. Or they didn't really tell a story, but they had weight. They had importance. Joni Mitchell was another one that had importance to her lyrics. Maybe you don't fully understand. They sound a bit vague. they did that purposefully. The Beatles did that near the end, the last few albums where the lyrics were all over the place. Some of the lyrics were very important, had very specific meaning, but many times they were nonsensical. Really, John Lennon's songs, meaningless, a lot of the songs. And people will say, oh, that's sacrilegious to say that. But if you're a progressive rock fan like I am, if you listen to Yes, John Anderson, I love his lyrics. I love when he sings the songs, the lyrics sound so powerful, they have so much meaning, but he's also admitted most of the time they mean nothing. He just put words down that sounded good. They sounded good lyrically. They sounded good coming out of his mouth. And that's what he wrote. So what I'm trying to say here is when you're writing lyrics, do something that just flows freely. I get an essence from this song, Near the Dam. In my mind, I was just out in Central California where my wife is from, and it's agricultural area. It's farming. A lot of poor people still live in that area. A lot of sprawling fields and farms. And I've never been a farmer. I'm mostly a city dweller. I've never been a farmer. I don't know much about agriculture, but it's that emotion of the feeling, the essence. And I just thought, and I don't know how true this is, but being near a dam would probably be one of the most fertile areas for an agricultural area because that's where the water is. That's where fish are. That's where, life kind of stems from, and near the dam. And I kind of, in my mind, just had this picture of a farmer, working hard in his life, but he also maybe has a love interest. I don't know. The lyrics just kind of came out of me. So, spend some time with the lyrics. Make something interesting. There's something that draws them in. I love you, baby. You love me. Great. But say a little bit more than that. If you're going to want to talk about love, get some more meaning into it. All right. That was my little standing up on a soapbox here. But let's actually get the song sung here, okay? So, what we're going to do is what we've done before is we are going to start a new track. So, again, we press up here the plus symbol. You could also use Option, Command, and N for new, I'm assuming. But I'm just going to press this plus here, and this is going to add a new track. Now, what kind of track? Because we're going to sing it, so that means microphone. We're going to record using a microphone, a line input. Okay? All right. Oh, I'm going to shut off the monitoring right now because the monitoring will mess with it a little bit. Okay. So, maybe we can change the name of this. We can call this Vox Verse. So we can change it later. Okay. Now, again, what we did with the guitar, the acoustic guitar, is we changed up the effects. We added some reverb, some stereo delay. Well, the same thing here. In GarageBand, you have all these effects. So you have voice effects. You got 60s vocal chorus, 60s vocal flange, vocal phaser, box talking, bright vocal, classic vocal, compressed. We don't have to go through and understand what all of these things mean, but it would be good to go through and listen to what sounds good for you and for your voice and for the song. And again, at the bottom, you have all these controls for these effects, and we're going to talk much more about that way later as we're getting closer to the mixing stage of the song. But now we just want to lay down, again, these are ghost tracks. I'm not going to lay down I'm going to do that on my own. I'm not going to do that while we're recording because when I record my tracks, my vocals, I do multiple takes, and then I piece them together. I cut and paste, and I'm going to show you how I do that later. But because I want to get the best vocal I could possibly get. So I'm just going to do this in kind of a couple takes here to show you how to do a ghost track. And as you're writing the song, laying down some vocals, okay? So maybe what I'll do is I'll use classic vocal. Now, here's classic vocal. You can hear it. It's got the plate. It's called plate reverb. I can really turn that up, bring that down. It's got some spring reverb, which just sounds like that. And it's also got some echo in there. Hello. Some quick quick echo, and it's got some EQ too as its default settings, which is fine, but we're going to adjust all this stuff later when we mix it. Now, one of the things we want to do is we want to make sure you hear your own vocals, so we may turn me up a bit so we can hear me over the music, over the drums, and we may have to turn down some of the other instruments when we're doing that as well. And big thing to do, keep your lyrics nearby, whether it's on your screen or a piece of paper, so you're able to look at them or refer to them, okay? So, one thing that many music producers suggest is not to be right on top of the microphone. Kind of back away a bit. You know, sometimes they say from your pinky to your thumb, some say 4 or 5 finger lengths, but you want to get some sort of space getting into. You don't want to be just right on your microphone, because then you get a lot of the sound of your mouth, and it may sound too rich. And it depends on the kind of song you're singing. If you're singing more of a lullaby kind of song with a hushed voice, you know, you might want to get closer to the microphone. But if you're really getting powerful and singing it, move away from the microphone. And we can adjust this stuff later in the mix, but you want to get the best recording you can possibly get. Now again, I've said it a million times in this is just a ghost vocal. That's all this is. So we're going to replace all this stuff later, but I'm just showing you how to record, okay? So let's see how this sounds. I'm going to turn down the drums a little bit because they get a little bit loud. So we've got this selected. Now, you've got to make sure to remember that, to select the track that you're going to be recording on. If you click on the drums, you click on something else, it's going to record over that track. So you just want to make sure you highlight the track that you're going to be recording on. Okay? So that one is selected. Okay? And then we're going to record. We can hit R on our keyboard, or we can hit the record button up here. And we're going to run... You know what? I'm going to run a test first, okay, just to see if I got the song right. So let's give it a test. So we've got the intro here, and let's get into the actual first verse. So you can hear my vocals. Here I am, back in the fields, losing time and losing yields. But you call me and I sit down. I always have time for you, no matter where I wear what I do. See, I'm glad I tested this. Sit on the ground. They all ask, where is he? On the green or back at sea. It doesn't matter where I am. So I'm glad I did a little test. I didn't even record it, just did a run through of it, because I'm not singing this correctly, and I do not like these effects. So let's try something else. Let's try maybe natural vocal. Okay. That may sound a little bit better. Maybe we can run a test on that. Here I am, back in the fields, losing time and losing yields. I'm gonna turn up the reverb. But I sit down. I always have time for you, no matter where I am or what I do. I'll sit anywhere, I'll sit on the ground. They all ask, where is he? On the green or back at sea. It doesn't matter where I am. Sounds a little bit better, although I'm not 100% in love with that. But maybe we'll keep that for right now. Maybe some echo. I do like a little bit of echo in there. Let's give it a whirl, okay? That's a little too much echo. We'll turn that down. Now again, what's nice is you can change all these effects after you've recorded everything. You can change them around. You don't have to keep this, okay? So let's give it a whirl, okay? Here I am singing. I'm going to sing the first two verses and then the chorus together, okay? Here I am, back in the fields, losing time and losing years. But you call me in and I sit down. I always have time for you, no matter where I am or what I do. I'll sit anywhere, I'll sit on the ground. There, all I swear is he. I'm the grain or back I see. It doesn't matter where I am. Now, like I said, I don't have the what am I trying to say? The third verse written yet, vocal lyrics. I just have the first and second, and the chorus, the first chorus. So let's listen back. Here I am, back in the fields, losing time. And like we said, we can adjust all these effects. But you call me in and I sit down. I always have time for you, no matter where I am or what I do. I'll sit anywhere, I'll sit on the ground. There, all I swear is he. I'm the grain or back I see. It doesn't matter where I am. Okay, so not bad. Again, this is just a ghost track, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to duplicate these settings, so you can right-click and click New Track with Duplicate Settings, or Command D. And I'm going to put chorus in here, because I feel like I want to re-record the chorus, even though I am going to delete these vocals once I record the final. I want to make sure I've got it down the way I want it, so I have like a reference for when I actually sing it. Okay? So, here we are on the chorus, and we're going to record the chorus again. Time for you, no matter where I am or what I do. I'll sit anywhere, I'll sit on the ground. Hey, all I swear is he. I'm the grain or back I see. It doesn't matter where I am. So what I'm thinking with these is I might add some ooh on the chorus. So we can kind of test it out, see how that sounds. Hey, all I swear is he. I'm the grain or back I see. It doesn't matter where I am. So I just came up with that right now. I kind of like that. I might practice it a couple more times. Hey, all I swear is he. I'm the grain or back I see. It doesn't matter where I am. Let's give it a whirl. So, new track. Maybe we'll call this Vogue's Chorus. Ooh. Okay. I don't know. Let's try it out. Let's see what happens. What I do, I'll sit anywhere, I'll sit on the ground. Hey, all I swear is he. I'm the grain or back I see. re-record all this stuff, but it's good to kind of start mapping this stuff out. What we're going to do is start getting some ideas, maybe hear something in your head, and I want to do this, okay? So I'm going to do a new track without any effects, so my voice doesn't. Every time I talk, I'll get reverb back here. Okay, so here's just a regular audio track, so I'm not getting all reverb up there. But you get an idea. Okay, oh, we got a song, we got a melody. And now something I like to do is I like to double track my vocals a lot because I think my voice ain't the greatest. I'm not all that confident in the way my voice sounds. So my voice needs all the help it can get. And sometimes it's nice to double track vocals. So here's a little trick that I like to do to give your voice a little bit of thickness, a little bit of richness, is to record your voice twice. And if you do that, you get a nice little interesting sound. So what I'm going to do here is do something a little interesting. So I'm going to pan this one that we already recorded all the way to the left. And I'm going to duplicate that. There goes my effects again. And then what I'm going to do is, on this one, I'm going to pan it all the way to the right. Ooh. So let's just do a practice run. Let's see how it sounds. Where I sit on the ground, they all ask where is he? On the brain or back I see. It doesn't matter where I am. I like it. Let's record it real quick here. I'll sit anywhere, I'll sit on the ground. They all ask where is he? On the brain or back I see. It doesn't matter where I am. So what's neat about that is it gives it a little bit extra element. And it's, sometimes I like to double track my vocals and I do one in a higher key and one in a lower key. So maybe, this one is, they all ask, where is he? I may do a different vocal where, they all ask, where is he? In a falsetto. Or I do it in the bass, they all ask, where is he? And it gives it a more dimension. Let's listen to it back. They all ask, where is he? On the brain or back I see. That's a little loud. It doesn't matter where I am. You can adjust the volume on that. So we can adjust the volume down a little bit. So this is at about 2. We'll get this one down to about 2. You can also double click the volume and just type in 2. So. They all ask, where is he? On the brain or back I see. It doesn't matter where I am. Okay, so that's me recording some of the vocals. I'm going to record some more of these. Maybe I'll re-record some of those. I don't know. I'll put an extra verse in there, maybe change up the chorus a bit. And then when we come back for the next video, all the vocals will be pretty much there and arranged and ready to go. Not finished. I won't be doing all the final takes for the vocals, but I'll do all the ghost vocals to have them there and to kind of know what the song is going to sound like. And then the next video, we're going to start laying down some bass guitar. And going to use a MIDI and show you how to use a MIDI controller and how to get the bass sounds in there. And have you noticed, we've already talked about it, the drums are not finished yet. We're going to finish those. We're going to finish them. So keep your eyes open for that when we release the video with the drums, because we're going to change up the way these drums sound as well. So we look forward to you joining us for the next video. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.